You can see the birds. See them coming in? See them? Oh, there they come. Here they come. Oh, they gave it up. They decided not to do it. Let's see if they'll do it this time. Let's see if they'll come in. Come on, birds. Come on, guys. Come on in. What are you afraid of? Oh, they didn't do it. Well, they thought about it. They said, what are you doing, old man? What are you doing? Boy, they're beautiful. It's amazing how they can keep together and fly so well. Here they come. Here they come. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you go. Oh, you decided not to. I think they're afraid of me. Well, hello YouTube. I got some compost that I made myself. It takes about a year to make the compost. I take wood chips that the arborist give me, and I pile it up out there in the back part of my land. And then I get usually some chicken manure if I can get my hands on it from one of the local chicken houses, and I mix it together. And that chicken manure, it takes the nitrogen to break down the wood chips pretty quickly. And it takes a little over a year to get a good compost. And I use the compost everywhere. But what I've done here is I have made me a screener, and it basically is just real simple. It's just a old just cement mixture. I put some screens on it. And if you notice there, all the stuff falling out of where the screened area is, that's all fines or small pieces of wood. Our compost that's falling out there. So it makes it really nice. It makes a very good potting mix, even a seed starter. I mean, because it's small material. And if you notice there, as I start putting it in, it actually starts, there's bigger pieces that are falling out the front. Now, I'm not using them. I pull them back out of the way and only gather the small fines. You can see it works very, very well. I mean, it's a simple idea of how it works. And here you see me in the front side of it. You see it all sloshing around inside the mixer. And I did have a lot of trouble today because that material was so wet. It was having trouble, clumping up and making round balls that come out of it. And it was a little hard, but I had several customers asking me about getting some dirt made up, so I decided to better, go ahead and do it. Now here, I'm trying to do an effect. I'm not very good at doing YouTube stuff, but anyway, I was trying to do an effect, and I had my camera inside of the soil pushing the wheelbarrow. But about every time I would start to take off, it would fall over. But you might like it. You'll see me stop a couple of times here trying to figure out if it's going to fall over or not. Well, it fell over almost all the way that time. I had to fix it, so I'm going to go in and start dumping some of this material in these swimming pools. It seems to work real well, getting it, mixed in there. Here I'm putting biochar in. I put about 10% mix of biochar. And remember, this is an inoculated biochar. It's not just regular charcoal. And if you'll go back to some of my old videos, you'll find out how I make biochar. One thing that I'm doing here is I'm making this for potting mixes. So therefore, I don't want great big pieces because, it wouldn't work well in a potting situation. So I'm kind of breaking some of it up. In a garden, I leave it as a whole big piece because if you know anything about biochar, it's just a big sponge that holds nutrition, fertilizers and things like that. But in every one of my mixes, I always put biochar because I'm a believer of it. it's, to me, it's very remarkable. It seems like a new concept, but the truth, it's been around, as long as our Earth has been here. It's been around, so pretty much, we're just using something that's already produced naturally in our world. When a forest burns, it makes charcoal, and then the charcoal sucks up nutrition and then feeds all the microorganisms. So it's just quite a process, and like I say, it's very important to put in your mix, because it's like a sponge full of nutrition. You can hear that bird kind of hooing and gooing. I know you thought that was just my belly growling, but it really wasn't my belly. Those birds are always making noise. They even sound like owls every once in a while. They make a lot of different kind of noises, and they're very curious about what you're doing. They're up there watching me right now as I'm working. They enjoy me being out there as much as they like to fuss at me. They really do like me there. But look at my product. Isn't that looking nice? I'm pretty proud of it. I won't lie to you. It's it's a little bit of work, but it's just rewarding to know that you made such a good product, and what what you're using yourself and what you're giving to people for their plants. So just it makes the guy feel good. I'm putting perlite in there, and I have to put a lot of it. I'm not a big fan of perlite. It makes the soil look pretty, I guess, because everybody's used to seeing it. But the reality is, it's used to make the water drain better. And I'm always afraid if I don't put quite a bit in there that people will drown their plants. So I always make it to where it will drain pretty well, so I don't have to be concerned that they just absolutely drown their plants. If they do it, they did it themselves. They didn't, it was all they're doing. But the thing is, I try to give it enough drainage to where it won't be a problem. Now I put some a little bit of chicken litter in there. Some of these video pieces will be out of sequence because I'm just not very good at it, but you get the gist of what's going on. I did put some chicken litter in there, and here in a little bit I'm going to put some slow release fertilizer in there as well, but like I said, it's going to be out of sequence just a little bit. Here's where I've added more perlite into the product and starting to, you can see it looks more like what you would see in a common a bag of potting soil. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, but it is one of those products that will help folks that are not really have a green thumb. It'll help them from help keep them from drowning their plants. So I make sure I put a lot of it in there. But like I said, I put some chicken manure in there, and also some slow release fertilizers. It's real windy today, and there's a lot of leaves out, and they keep blowing into my stuff. If you'll pay attention here, you'll get tickled. I think it's that piece there, one of the pieces I throw out, and it blows right back in there. So, and the thing is, silly me, right there. Did you see it? Silly me, I didn't even notice it. So, it's bad when you have to chase the same leaf over and over again, but I don't like, it's fine that leaves are in it because it's just another organic thing, but I don't know how people feel, if they're pouring out and see a leaf in it. I don't know. But anyway, put more perlite because it's just got to have it. Alright, I'm going to stir this up some more. And then we'll go to the bagging side of it and bagging it up. It's ready to go. So those are the ingredients I put in David's Special Dirt. So it's a homemade compost that I sift out. I use a slow release fertilizer because right now slow release fertilizer won't even work. It's too cold. But it'll be there later as the plant starts to wake up and all the microorganisms start to wake up, and then that slow release will slowly start putting your fertilizer out. I put the chicken manure in there because right now the microorganisms are starting to slowly wake up. So now they can start breaking down, which takes a little bit. They can start breaking down that chicken manure and the alfalfa. And so the whole key to a good garden or a good soil is your microorganisms. If you can make that happen, you've got something special going on. If I thought it would help a little bit, I could put a little sugar in there too, but I'm not going to. But sugar will also get bacteria, things like that going as well. But it's if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it. I guess it doesn't matter either way. But that's a very good mixture right there. We've got biochar, alfalfa, slow release fertilizer, chicken manure, and of course perlite. Perlite's for drainage. Making a pretty good product. So anyway, everyone seems to like it. They've been all asking me to get some made up. It's really too wet right now to be doing it, but it's trying to clump on me. But anyway, I'm gonna get them some because it's about that time. Everybody wants to start planting, so I want them to have success. And you can see it's just alfalfa you get from the store that they feed cattle with. It's just alfalfa cubes. Add that in there. I'll put some more perlite in there. And that batch there should be just about ready to go. This batch here. It's really hard to imagine that I've only gotten 3 bags out of that, and to be honest with you, I had to steal some out of the oven over there because it just wasn't enough. Those bags are about 25 pounds of material, but right today they're quite a bit heavier because there's quite a bit of moisture in the product. So, but I always fill them completely up. I know what size they are, how much volume they have in them. And I fill them all the way up to the point where I can't hardly close them. So I try to give everybody their dollar's worth, make it worthwhile for them. You can see I'm completely out of sequence, but that's just because I'm a dork and I'm not really very good at doing videos. But anyway, the whole point here is I want to teach you as much as I can and show you things that I know and I've learned over the years. And a lot of this stuff came from my grandmother. And if she was here, I'd give her a hug and a kiss and tell her how much that she means to me. She taught me a lot of things about growing plants, and I'm so appreciative to her. And if I can be just half the person she was, I'll be a good guy in this world. That's for sure. So I was really blessed with good grandparents. They were really good. My granddad was my hero. Just really blessed, and that's all you can ask for. You can see it just takes a lot of work to do this kind of stuff. I mean, nothing's easy in this world. You got to work for your day's labor, I guess. You got to work for your food for that day, I guess you could say. So, I don't know. It's a lot of work, but it's rewarding. I mean, it's very rewarding to me to see my plants do well. It's rewarding to me when I have a customer comes by and says, "David, that really worked well. I'm glad you got me on that, or you taught me this, or taught me that. It makes a person feel good. Sharing in this world's what it's all about anyway. That's how we've all learned. If we didn't have people that didn't share with us, we would never learn anything. So that's the way I look at it. We always want to build each other up. Now this is the fun part, trying to get that thing closed up. Because I try to give people as much as I can in these bags. And it's always hard to get it to close all the way up. But I've got a little technique. And usually poke a 3 holes in it to let air out. Plus it needs to evaporate anyway, because like on this particular bags, I've got a customer that's wanting them pretty bad. And it's just the material's pretty wet. So I don't want to fight with green mold or something like that kicking in. But you can see this is always just a ton of fun trying to get these things to close off. And I usually just get them good enough. I figure if they got that much, they're doing good. You can see I use one of these ties that you use for putting in, oh goodness gracious, putting in foundations, so you can use it on the rebar. That makes it easy. You can sit there and see what I'm doing now. I mean, it ain't closed real well, but I always put a couple on there, but it's just a little wire here that they use. And a little tool makes it easy. You can see the wire on it. It's just got 2 little ends, and you take the tool, you put the tool in both ends. Well, if I can do it here, and you just start twisting it. It just twists it tight. See, it just works like that. So for me, this works real well. Trying to take care of people's, putting dirt in the bag and tightening it up. Works real well for me. As you can see there, now she's tied. There we go. There's one closed off. See if I can do another one. Okay, this is always the fun part. This works pretty good because see, you can put that around there like that while you're torquing down on it. And like that. Take your tool, put your little tool in there and start turning. It tightens it up pretty good. You have to be careful not to over tighten because it will snap on you. Kind of like like that. I always put 2 on there because I figure it's gonna break, you know. Have this feeling, you know, it may break. There we go. There's another one. Another one. Take these things out of the way here. Get another one in there. Better poke a couple holes in this one. Let some air in it. Too much in, unfortunately. So it ain't gonna work. Pack it down. There we go. That'll work. Ripping the crud out of it. As I said, this is the hard part. These little bags will only give so much, and they give up. Give so much, then they give up. Kind of like an old guy. He gives so much, and finally gives up. Sound like I'm whining, don't I? Oh, I like you guys to feel sorry for me. My wife sure don't feel sorry for me, so I need you guys to think that poor old guy, you know. Dadgum, that poor old feller. That's what I'm thinking here, you know. You guys need to feel sorry for me. The birds up there don't. I didn't show you the birds. They're up there hooing and gooing and making noises a minute ago. There we go. Alright, there's 3 bags out of that one swimming pool. That's all I got. That's amazing. You'd think it'd go further than that, but it doesn't. Well, I've always thought that to be a good product. I've always done my best to, you know, think about microbiology and what it needs, and I think that's a fantastic potty mix. I really do. I guess you could do a few more things to it to make it even better, but I'm comfortable with it. I know it'll grow if you take care of it water-wise. You know, keep it watered and not over-watered. I mean, it's going to grow whatever you're wanting to grow. It even do cactus. You know, people always say you have to have a special soil for cactus, and that's not necessarily true. You just need it stiff enough to hold it in place and don't overwater it, you know. So, all right, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. God bless you. I'm going to edit this thing and try to get it out there so you know my secret. I've got a few other things I do sometimes, but that's mainly my secret right there. And it's really microbiology. That's how I think about it. I think about what it needs to grow. So anyway, catch you later. Please share this with somebody. I know there's other folks out there just like you and me that want to know this stuff. Catch you later.